interviews, and that's it. So first off, guys, thank you for coming, being our guests. Alexia Nicole, guys, if you don't know her, she's from Impact, Destiny, huge fan base around her. So thank you. She's an up-and-coming superstar. We want to thank you for taking this time to do the interview with us. So tell us a little bit what you've been doing lately with the quarantine and everything.
I wake up, I eat, I take a nap, I work out, play some video games, take another nap.
What kind of video games? What kind of video games?
A lot of anything on the Switch, really. So like Smash, Mario Kart, Mario Party. I haven't gotten into Animal Crossing. I've been finishing up Pokemon Sword. So that's basically.
Wow. I'm going to cut you off there because you said a word that starts a fight. You said Smash Bros.
No.
You play Smash Bros? Because I play Smash Bros. And I love it. So yeah, tell us, so let's jump into your wrestling career. Tell us a little bit about how you started as a wrestler, growing up, where you grew up and everything, and how it impacted your career.
So I grew up in Woodbridge. If anyone knows where that is, it's a very Italian area where Canada's Wonderland is. Not a ton going on, really. But I got into wrestling through my brother. My brother would watch it, and I'd just kind of sit in the background and watch with him.
Okay.
And yeah, I watched with him for years and years, and then as he started to get out of it, so like 2008-ish, I think I started to get more into it just because I don't even know why. Wrestling wasn't good looking back at it, but I just started to get into it more at that time. And that was also the time where I decided I wanted to be a wrestler, so maybe that's why.
Okay.
Yeah, just looked up schools in my area. The closest one was Squared Circle Training, and I just bugged my parents until they said, yeah, we'll let you try.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Awesome. So how many years have you been doing it now, the wrestling?
I started training when I was 15, so it's been almost 10 years of that. And I think 6 years, it'll be 7 years in July of actually wrestling.
That's amazing. Tell us about your first match experience, going through the curtain, of course, in the indie scene. It's growing, definitely. Wrestling today is growing. So tell us about your experience, your first time, your first match.
So my first match was a tag match. It was me and Cody 45, who's now a referee, actually, at Destiny and Greektown. And Crossbody as well. And so it was me and him against Marcus Marquez, who was one of my trainers, and Angelina Love.
Awesome.
Yeah, and it was at Tiger Fest in Brampton. So if anyone's ever been there, it's like this huge Canada Day event. There's thousands of people there. So it was very nerve-wracking because my first match was in front of a lot of people and facing someone who I looked up to, I watched on TV. So very nerve-wracking, but like it was weird. Like you walk through the curtain and suddenly the more people there was, like the less faces I actually saw. So everyone kind of blended together and it calmed me down in a weird way.
Okay.
Yeah, so all the nerves kind of went away at that point. And then I remember did the match went well. I came back and I was like, oh my God, I just did that. Like that actually happened.
It felt amazing, an accomplishment for your first match.
Yeah, like I didn't expect it to go well. I was so sure like I'm gonna mess something up, something's gonna go wrong, someone's gonna get hurt, and it went perfectly fine, and it made me feel so much better.
That is awesome. So tell us where you've wrestled. I know, I'll be honest with you. I've seen you a few times, but the people watching haven't. So tell us a few companies you've been to, matches, and just go into detail if you don't mind.
So I wrestle currently, quarantine aside, I am women's champion at Crossbody Wrestling, women's champion at Barrie Wrestling, the Femme Fatales champion. I've wrestled at C4. I got the name of companies now. C4. I wrestled for Greektown, Destiny. I've wrestled for Impact. I've done a match with Ring of Honor. I've wrestled for AIW quite a bit. Their Girls Night Out series. Oh man, I'm drawing a blank. It's been so long since I've wrestled now. I've wrestled in Timmins a bit. I wrestled for Kaizen Pro in Nova Scotia. That was a lot of fun. Hi, Daniel Garcia. I'm a big fan of you too. I've wrestled for Smash, Hustle Brand. I've stuck mostly in Ontario. I've ventured in the States a bit. I did a couple of matches there, but mostly Canada.
Okay, awesome. I remember, I'll give you a little story. We were like little fanboys. We took a picture of you we took a picture with you at Ring of Honor, me and my buddy Dom. It was our first Ring of Honor show, and you were there with Cheeseburger behind the bench, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay, I remember that.
Yeah, it was a crazy time. It was crazy. So talk to us a little bit about your Ring of Honor experience.
So the first time I was there, I believe I managed the fraternity, and that was fun. That was so last minute. They literally asked me. They asked them to do a tag match. I was like, oh, that's cool for them. And then BJ Whitmer came up to me. He's like, hey, do you want to manage? I'm like, okay, sure. So I literally rushed home to grab my stuff because I wasn't expecting to manage. I had my wrestling stuff, now I'm managing stuff. So I rushed home to grab my stuff, rushed back to the arena. So that was the first time, went really well. Second time, they had actually asked me ahead of time to do a tag match. It was me and Xandra Bale against Tennille and Jenny Rose. And it went okay. I wasn't thrilled with the match, but watching it back, the mistakes that I know I made weren't so visible. So it overall went pretty well.
Awesome. All right, how about Impact? We know, you're still at Impact, correct?
I've never been signed. Everyone thought I was signed to a contract. I'm not signed there. They just asked me to come, and I come.
Okay, well, you're usually there with the show, so tell us a little bit about your Impact experience.
Impact's been fun. Impact's been a lot of fun. Every time I go, it's something different. The first time I was there, I was an Undead Bridesmaid. Second time, I wrestled Jordan Grace at Rebel in Toronto. And then I remember the third time they called and asked me back. I was like, oh, okay, what do they want me this time? And the third time they asked me back, I show up and I look up at the screen as I'm making my entrance. I have a Titan shot and everything. I'm like, whoa, hold on a second. Why do I have that?
It's amazing.
Yeah, wasn't expecting that. So every time it's something different. And of course, like the last time I did was the Rough Riders, and that was a ton of fun. That was probably some of the most fun I've ever had in the ring ever. But Impact's always different. The locker room's very like relaxed, which I really appreciate. No one's tense about anything, which is nice.
Awesome.
And like I've learned so much just by doing those few tapings about myself and my work and what I can improve on, and I've really been thinking about that.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, today everybody watches wrestling, and Impact has a different style. It's very eye-catching. They have some big stars there, so it's definitely a perfect place to grow. Name us your favorite wrestler of all time. One that inspired you, helped you. Name us one.
It changes all the time. Like for the longest time, it was The Undertaker.
Okay, Undertaker.
Yeah. Undertaker, big Undertaker fan, big Eddie Guerrero fan. Who else are my favorites? I love Trish. I love Mickie James, Molly Holly. Like those are like some of the girls I really looked up to.
Okay.
I've been watching a lot of Rey Mysterio lately. Like I wasn't a huge fan before, but I am now. So.
Big Little Man. He's incredible, Rey Mysterio. He's definitely incredible. I gotta ask, what'd you think of the Boneyard match, Undertaker AJ?
I loved it. Loved everything about it. I could watch like 5 of those and I'd be set for a review. It was so good. And I wasn't expecting it to be good at all.
Me neither. Nobody was.
Nobody was. But it was so good. Even the Funhouse match was good too. Like done right, I think cinematic matches are incredible.
Yep, 100%. And a lot of people are giving the credit to Matt Hardy. Broken Matt Hardy. Those were fantastic. So, name us your favorite match in your career that you had. Could be about any one of them. Pick one of them.
The first one that jumps out to me is I had a triple threat match for Kaizen Pros. It was their debut show. We were the first match of that show. It was when do you remember when there was a hurricane going through Nova Scotia last year? Yeah. So that's when it happened. We got to the venue maybe 20 minutes before the show started.
Wow.
Because we drove from here.
Oh my God.
And I was so nervous, and we're going over the match, and I'm thinking, I'm going to mess up. Like, this is not enough time for me to prepare. I literally just got dressed. We talked over it quickly, and we went out. And it went so well and so much fun, and the crowd was super into it. And, like, Gabriel Flares is one of my closest friends, so, like, I know I can never do that bad when I'm in the ring with him.
Okay.
And Kobe Christ, he's also so good and so nice. And it was, like, the match just went so, so well. It's one of my favorite matches for sure ever. And, like, it's definitely something, like, I look back and watch and, like, yeah, I'm proud of that match. Like, it went really, really well.
That's amazing. That is incredible. It's always good to work with people you trust. It brings out the best in you, and crowds into it are incredible, right? When the fans are into it, and they're growing everywhere. I keep talking about it every day. The population of wrestling is growing, and it's incredible for everybody. Indie wrestlers, WWE wrestlers, AEW wrestlers. Going into that, where would you like to work? Just as a fantasy, would it be AEW, NXT, New Japan, or AEW? Sorry.
I mean, if New Japan is bringing women in, yeah, I'd love to go there. That's for sure. I'd love to go to New Japan. I mean, I'd like to work for WWE and NXT. It just feels like a very crowded environment.
When Kiss is in here, she said she wants to work with you.
Oh, I'd do it again. The door's closed and I can't right now. Yeah, NXT and WWE, it just seems so crowded at the moment. Like, even though they got rid of a ton of talent, there's so much talent there. That I feel like AEW would probably be a better fit for me, I guess.
Yeah.
Just also, like, I have a different, I don't know, I feel like I'd blend in too much at NXT, whereas in AEW I wouldn't.
Okay.
And also, like, I could wrestle Sunny at AEW. I've never wrestled Britt Baker. Yeah, I've never wrestled Britt Baker before, and I'd like the chance to do that. For Steph, I'd love to wrestle again. All the girls really there, like, I'd really love to work with, and it just feels like a really creative environment, which is something I'd like to be in.
That's how AEW feels, right? Women today are superstars, and you guys are growing. You're taking over main events. And it's incredible. You guys are the best to watch right now. I'll be honest with you. Women's wrestling is exploding, and I say it. It's true. Becky Lynch is one of the hottest stars right now. Rio is incredible. Britt Baker, everybody, right? So it's growing constantly, and we love watching it. So it's amazing to see young stars like yourself growing and see where you would end up because of social media. We got a chance to see your matches, and also I live in Woodbridge and Maple, so live. I get to see you live, so it's incredible for me. So moving forward, name some of the places you'd like to wrestle. So countries. Give me a few countries you've never been, you would like to wrestle, and yeah, just go with that.
I'd love to go to Japan. That's definitely number one. Yeah. Japan's number one. Europe, I'd love to go to go see the UK scene. I know Von Vertigo, he's gone a lot, and so is Brent Banks, and they're good friends of mine. I'd love to go the chance they get. Where else? I'd like to go to Mexico too, actually. I feel like that'd be really cool. I'd like to train there as well. And in terms of company, I don't know. I just want to wrestle places that I haven't before, even places that I have, just to kind of go back and like prove kind of like what they've last seen of me, and just kind of, you know, make sure everyone sees the best version that I can be. But I really want to be everywhere if it's possible.
Especially because you're stuck inside right now, so you're gonna explode.
Yeah, especially now. I'd love to go anywhere.
Yeah, it's crazy, right? And Japan's awesome, 100%. Mexico's incredible. They got the lucha style. I love it. I love Rey Mysterio, like you said earlier. So name us someone you haven't worked before that you'd like to work. Guy or girl, mixed tag match, anything down those roads. Sorry, I stuttered there, everyone. I know.
No,
sorry.
I stutter all the time. Don't worry. Really, anyone I haven't worked with. Like I mentioned, Britt Baker. I've met her a few times. Sweet girl. Yeah. I've got the chance to work with her. I know Deonna Purrazzo. Excuse me. Recently got released. Love to work with her if that's an option. Even like literally anyone I have not worked with. I hate giving like specific dream matches because I don't want to like set it up for something that might not happen. But especially because I am open to working with everybody. Like if I haven't worked with you before, I want to work with you. I want to see how my style compares against yours, especially if you're like 10 times my size. I have so much fun in matches where people are bigger than me. It's so interesting. I love playing with it, and not even doing the typical like David and Goliath quick versus strength thing. I like almost twisting that, like showing how strong I can be, showing how like agile the bigger people can be. Just like playing and having those kinds of matches.
Okay, that's awesome. Well, one of the matches I saw you in was against Nova in Woodbridge. It was Italia Fest. I was actually
at the park.
The ring announcing. It was incredible. You guys were fast paced. The chemistry was there, the potential was there, and it was a wonderful match to watch. And I'm not sure if they do have it, if they filmed it. I'm pretty sure Tony did from Sports Clips. He has it. I'm not too sure, but I'm going to find it and see if we can promote it and so the fans can watch it. So last question. What's your ultimate goal? Your ultimate goal out of wrestling? Do you see yourself in the future? What's your ultimate goal?
My ultimate goal is to wrestle and like to live off of wrestling. Like right now, like most independent wrestlers, I have an actual job and I wrestle. Even if I'm not wrestling on TV or signed to a contract, I'd love to make a living off of wrestling. And that could be even like, not even just as a wrestler. If it comes out, I have to be a manager, I'd be cool with that. Having a school, that'd be fun. Literally just a career in wrestling is my goal. Just, it's something I love so much. And no matter, even when I go to shows and the days that I'm not feeling well, it still never feels like work. It's just something I want to do. And you should always want to do your job. And that's definitely something I'd want to do for the rest of my life in some sort of capacity.
That's awesome. Yeah, you got to do what you love, right? And that's what the quarantine showed me. And I just started messaging wrestlers to be an interview ring announcer, and they started saying yes. So let's see if there's any questions here from the fans of you. How did you become the Bubblegum Princess? Where did you get the nickname?
So it started, I used to chew gum when I got nervous because I have a habit of grinding my teeth. So
Okay.
Grinding my teeth. And one day I was backstage at a Smash show and they asked me to cut a promo and I had bubble gum in my mouth. It was just the only gum I had. So I just blew a bubble while I was cutting the promo because I'm like, oh, well, might as well. And it just kind of stuck from there. That's literally how it started. Yeah, that's how it started, and it just kind of grew from that. Like I tried to stop doing it for a while, and then I felt really weird not doing it. So so here I am. That's how it happened. No cool story. It's literally happenstance.
Organic's the best, right? And it's an original character, and that's what grabs fans. You've never seen the Bubblegum Princess before, so now we have a new character, a new gimmick, a new heel, if you guys didn't know that, to watch in wrestling. So it's fantastic. Let's see. I think Alexis will make a great Sister Abigail. They want to see you as Sister Abigail. I'm pretty sure you would take that. You versus Nia Jax. How do you feel about Nia Jax?
Why not? Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Go for the legs. I'm a little guy.
Go for the legs. They just fall. That's
it. Drop kick. Oh, right to the leg. Let's see if there's any other questions here before I let you go. No? All right. So, guys, thank you for joining today. I'll let Alexia sign off and say bye to you guys.
Bye, guys.
All right. Bye, guys. Thanks for listening to me. Follow me on everything if you're not following me already. And I've got merch for sale. So if you want something, hit me up. I've got shirts, photos. I even got gear that I'm trying to get rid of to buy more gear. So help me get rid of it if you know anyone who wants to buy my gear.
I might message you about that. Check her out, guys. Pro Wrestling Tees, Alexia Nicole. She's on Destiny and Impact. Check her out. Instagram, Alexia Nicole. And have a great day, guys. Signing off, the Tuesday Degenerates. Alexia, have a great day. Stay safe, guys.
Stay safe.
Bye.